option in intervening. Yes, those who protested today is within their rights and within the limits of democracy. Here in Ghana, they are free to do so, and it's great that we have, those citizens here who are free and able to express their support for President Bazoum. And so, of course, that expression of support for Bazoum is not new. ECOWAS has always mentioned that they are very concerned about President Bazoum in terms of his health and his safety. And so, I mean, it's in line with that they protest that he should be released and should be reinstalled as a legitimate leader of Niger. But we need to go beyond that, because within Niger, there's also a significant, number of people who are supporting the military regime. They have demonstrated on a number of occasions in supporting the military regime in the country. So that should also be part of the conversation in looking at how to resolve the situation before us. In war and conflict situations, there's often a huge stockpile of propaganda in terms of how people feel, what people support and what people do not support. And on both sides, you see some kind of propaganda that is going on. And if you're engaged as an actor in diplomacy or negotiating peace, you need to be able to read between the lines to tell the reality from propaganda. And on both sides, we see that happen. The important element right now is we need ECOWAS to be very clear in terms of communications, to be able to tell us what are the operational objectives of the mission that they're looking to engage in Niger. They talk about protecting the president, the former president, President Bazoum, and reinstalling him as the president. Is this all that there is to the issue? What more are they looking to do in that place? If they do not have a clear operational objective spelled out, especially objectives that the public can see clearly, this is the mission and these are the objectives for intervening. It could create more difficult situations even after you have installed President Bazoum. There's a tendency to lead to what we call mission creep in military times, where you actually stay far beyond the initial intended operational limit in terms of duration, in terms of logistics, in terms of financing, and in terms of the huge humanitarian situation that it can potentially create. Those things are key if we choose to go militarily.
Okay. Muftau, I thank you. Appreciate your time here on Ghana Tonight. And Muftau Mumani Muftau is the Executive Director of the West Africa Center for Counter-Extremism. Now, he's been to Niger and then also down here, gone to Nigeria, and now in Ghana, monitored quite closely the two-day meeting that ended earlier today. A number of you commenting on this. Joshua Lesu Beodu is also sending us a message. You're watching us, you say, from neighboring Nigeria, says, my question is, where is ECOWAS joint military going to pass to invade Niger? Are they going to go through Sokoto, Maiduguri, or where? Niger and their neighbors like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Guinea-Conakry will surely, also you say, oppose the ECOWAS soldiers in a minute. ECOWAS leaders must consider that as well. Thank you very much for your comments on this. Now, coming up next here on Ghana Tonight, the special prosecutor is touting already some gains in office over the 2-year period that he was sworn in as the second special prosecutor to fight corruption. We ask if the said gains that he's talking about are really worth celebrating. Stay with us. You are the better judges of what the special prosecutor is talking about. We'll be back shortly after this quick break. We're getting to that. Plus, also, what is happening in the Upper East region. We understand some threats of flooding as well after what happened in the Northeast region. We also go to the Saudi Pro League. Some huge money is being splashed at players. Is that sustainable? We'll talk about it. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint. As compared to other paint brands on the market, we take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo Superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, one bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Hey, Ojam, you're looking good, oh my friend. Is there something you're not telling me?
Yes, I'm feeling very good and strong.
What is the secret?
It is not a secret. My farmer used Yara Mela Activa on me 2 weeks after planting. This boosted my growth. Then after, he used Yara Bella Sulfan as top dressing when I was at knee length. My goodness and strength is because of Yara Mela Activa and Yara Bella Sulfan. Yara fertilizers have nitrite-based fertilizers that are readily available for plant upkeep and do not over-acidify the soil. Yara fertilizers also contain micronutrients such as zinc, boron, and manganese, which aid in yield and crop quality. If you want to look good like me, then your farmer must go for Yara fertilizers. They are available in accredited agri-input shops nationwide. For more information, call 0308 251 060 or visit our webpage at yara.com.gh or Facebook page. And there is more. Yara retailers can also benefit from selling Yara products by just downloading Yara Connect app and scanning QR codes on the Yara sack at the point of sale to earn rewards. Use Yara fertilizers for better yield and quality produce.
Barman, I'm call boss. Me pensa papa me better sauce. Me so boss and we ne be a me go. Me ne boy si shame me pe moments very dark. Nana me better say ne be a better more. Because we different you we no plan I idea. Yes papa na ya no baby I shame o boss. O boss.
And do bina womangasa. No menyanse on Tom and Nipa when you fear doing watching and Sessa pin for no FDA. Achi dready and gratui at
who no like chop money? They what chop money is here. Collect your chop money every morning at 10 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Day 539 chop money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Dial *446# to play Day 539 chop money now. Dewa,
everybody knows Acrobato. And if you know Acrobato, it means you know M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar. Let's hear what others are saying about M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. Who will be careful M-Punch one?
Chesena me ankasa me period no say problems wom ntina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chesena nya asem ketewa na mkwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo meduro me fire no ene ma won kra mienu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba
and everything yourself
me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko end point o mama nura ene ne ho eden a watimi asori anante.
That's end point for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what chair. Okay. A free bra wo di end point what dance. I me call you no. Me just say my name koye and person my emre nyina and imagine sabema na me be fear for there the one dey nyina jaresa. You heard everything. I have secret. M-Punch is my secret. M-Punch Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
They came, they saw, and are set to conquer. Ghana's Strongest 2023 is at an end, and 4 men will compete for the title in the grand finale. Who wins this year's Ghana's Strongest? Will it be Godfred Akobila with 7 appearances, Bright Apia, the Swatman, Takrada's finest, Ebenezer Amos, or the new man, Jeffrey Ekufu? Don't miss this epic finale live on TV3 at the Obra Sports on Sunday, 20th August at 2 p.m. Ghana's Strongest, the power to do.
Catch Ghana's Strongest this Sunday only on TV3. Ghana's Strongest is powered by Gasem, the nation builder. Brought to you by Mixi Choco, Channel Hot,
Deluxy acrylic paint.
Welcome back. This is Ghana Tonight. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, all across the world on 3news.com. Let's coming up next. We go straight to the special prosecutor and matters arising, because earlier today, the special prosecutor, Kessie Jabeng, has highlighted what he says are gains he clocked 2 years since he was sworn into office. In a 6-page slide, the special prosecutor listed cases that are on trial, those that have been completed, and ongoing investigations. He also listed the establishment of the administrative and operational system, revenue mobilization, prevention of corruption, amongst other achievements within the 2-year period. We have captured these slides for you. Take a look at this. These are the issues that Special Prosecutor is talking about. And one thing that we observe quite conspicuously missing is the Cecilia Dapa case. It's not captured in any of the slides that he published himself on the various social media handles of the special prosecutor. And they talk about the issues relating to the completion of major investigations, the wealthy businessman bribery attempt. Remember what happened in Parliament when it came out that indeed a wealthy businessman attempted bribing majority MPs on their stance on Oforiatta, asking that he should be sacked by the president. Now, he says that he has completed that investigation. The Charles Eduboahen case, he says he has completed that investigation. Issue on the Gaming Commission, he says he's completed that. Charles Bishu's case, remember that? He says he's completed that case as well. And he says he's now waiting consequential orders. So the consequential orders will determine what the special prosecutor's decision is after these investigations on these cases have been completed. The ongoing investigations are the Electricity Company of Ghana, illegal mining, that's an issue of Galamsey, and then that's where the issues relating to Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng in there says our ongoing investigations. National Sports Authority, the Ghana Water Company, it's also under investigation by the special prosecutor. The Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority is also under investigation. The Airbus, remember infamous Airbus case, is under investigation by the special prosecutor. Bank of Ghana is also under investigation by the special prosecutor. The Ghana Police Service, and then the late Sir John, the estate of Kojo Osuefrie alias Sir John, is also still under investigation. They are part of the ongoing investigation. What is missing in here is the Cecilia Dapa case. It's not mentioned anywhere under the ongoing investigation. From the special prosecutor's own records, his investigation into the Cecilia Dapa case started in July. And this was published just some 3 days ago from what we checked. So these are the questions that many who have seen this slide published are asking. Also, it talked about the establishment of administrative and operational systems. It says they started, the special prosecutor, the office of the special prosecutor actually started from a 3-bedroom house. They are now in a 10-story building. Some retrofitting of empty 10-story structure has been done. From 0 permanent staff to 249 staff started working. In fact, they'll start working in September. Now, improving citizens' engagement through a functioning website and social media handle. So, you see the EU funding for cybersecurity lab, including forensic lab, he captured this there. And then operational vehicles and vehicles for senior staff. So under Martin Alamisi Burns, Kaiser Amidu, all these things weren't there. So you can also now understand some of the concerns and the frustrations that Martin Amidu raised while he was in office. So if now Kessie Jabin has had to do all of these operational structures in place for the OSP to function as an office, and the revenue mobilization talked about stopping payment of the NDA contract sum in excess of 5 million Ghana cedis. Martin Pebu was very instrumental in this case. Investigation into issuance of customs advance rulings and markdowns. Remember this LaBianca matter. Also issues about investigation into irregular auction of sale of vehicles. Wider investigations ongoing. Recovery of a little over 1 million Ghana cedis. Auction sales now includes duties and taxes payable. It talks about some e-auction application as well that has been enhanced for transparency purposes. All of these, the special prosecutor is captured there. If you go on our website, 3news.com, you will see it captured in there. Also talks about active members of the Commonwealth, Africa, and anti-corruption agencies, and so on and so forth. But there are fundamental questions that have been raised about the kind of situation that the previous special prosecutor found himself in, Martin Amidu. And now, all of these achievements that Kessie Jabin has captured in there, and the kind of the lack of amenities and the needed resources for Burns, Kaiser Amidu to work that Kessie Jabin has been able to also get for the Office of Special Prosecutor within this period in office. Now, that is what generated a lot of conversation amongst the anti-corruption crusaders in this country. So, you are the better judges of this. You can find this on 3news.com. But coming up next in sports tonight, the Saudi Pro League has taken the football world by storm, attracting some of the biggest names in the football world. We'll look at how this props the league up as potential rivals for European leagues. We have a conversation tonight. Well, it all started when former Real Madrid and Manchester United superstar Cristiano Ronaldo completed a shock move to Al Nassr in January of 2023. And suddenly, millions shifted eyes to the Saudi Pro League. Or you can disagree, but there are many who hold a strong view that it is because of Ronaldo. That's why all of these players are going there now. Now, the Saudi Pro League clubs haven't stopped since signing the Portuguese legend and continue to surprise the world, really, with the signings of the likes of Karim Benzema, N'Golo Kante, Ruben Neves, I mean, you name it. The latest is Neymar. However, before these players, Saudi Arabia was still attracting legends of the sports, by the way. Here are some of the other transfers to the Saudi League. It's going to shock you, the numbers that we are going to put on the screen shortly. And let's have that, okay? And also some of the mind-blowing issues we're hearing with Neymar in there. Now, Karim Benzema from Real Madrid, now at Al Ittihad, free transfer of a little over $107 million. That's the salary a year. N'Golo Kante from Chelsea, Al Ittihad, same team, free transfer over $161 million. That's his salary. Fabinho from Liverpool, Al Ittihad, over $51 million. That's the transfer fee. His salary is undisclosed, but the transfer fee is over $51 million. Ruben Neves from Wolves, Premiership, Al Ittihad, that's Al Hilal, transfer fee of over $60 million, and his salary $19.8 million. Jordan Henderson from Liverpool, he was a captain. Al Ettifaq, $15 million transfer fee and $23 million salary per year, annual. Then you have Robert Firmino, Liverpool, Al Ali free transfer, salary of 21.5 million as published per year per annum. Sadio Mane from Bayern Munich to Al Nassr, 30.5 million transfer fee and 42 million annual salary. And many, many others you see there. I mean, from Riyad Mahrez to Khalidou Koulibaly and many, many others. Collins Atapoko is joining us on Zoom. He's a great friend of ours and is a very celebrated sports journalist joining us. Collins, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on Ghana Tonight. I mean, these numbers it's almost unbelievable to say the least. We're going to put names on there shortly, but question is, China tried this a few years ago. It didn't really get anywhere. What do you see in this Saudi Arabia case?
Well, thank you very much, Alfred, for having me. I mean, it's only poetic that only yesterday news came out of China's state news agency that the property giants Evergrande, that was part of that China football boom, has collapsed and filed for bankruptcy. So one would say that's the final nail in the coffin. We've seen with the Sunin group, I had Jiangsu Sunin also filing for bankruptcy. And a lot of the teams there, if quite remember, and the viewers remember, the Evergrande group had a Guangzhou Evergrande. They set off this whole Chinese thing. The difference is that it was private businesses that decided to join government to use football as an avenue to diversify China's economy and also bring the world's attention to them. China have a vast population and they are not a football mad country. They actually don't see football the way others in the Asian Pacific region do. Unfortunately, Saudi Arabia have a population that has 65% of the population currently under 40%, and it's a football mad country. In fact, even before the Public Investment Fund, as the PIF of Saudi Arabia, its sovereign wealth fund, took charge of the football clubs, Al Hilal was the best football club in the Asian Champions League that was played there, and they were attracting some of the best players to these clubs. But what has changed now is that they have a war chest of a little over 3.5 trillion that they've decided to invest into a strategy that would take the concentration of its exports and income on the Aramco-owned oil fields to something tourism, something sports. And it's something that Mohammed bin Salman believes that there is money that has been set aside and the project is going to last for the next 15 years. And by the 15th year, he expects that it would have diversified the economy from its over-reliance on the petrodollar Aramco oil fields to tourism and then sports tourism. Now, when you talk about going for vacation in the MENA region or the Middle East, you are looking at Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or possibly Qatar. He believes that they naturally have people coming to Mecca for the Hajj, but the number one tourist destination in the MENA region should be Jeddah, should be Riyadh, and the other cities in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So it's a strategic plan that has been drawn, and there is money sitting somewhere in the with the third biggest sovereign wealth fund in the world managing it. And you could say that is a bottomless pit. But they've started selling TV rights early. Dozen ESPN, RTI, and a host of big broadcasters, including Sky in England, are going to look at securing rights for the Saudi Pro League. So clearly, even though they are investing now, they have a business plan back in it to make sure that they recoup, if not all, some of the investment they've made, position their league in a very top tier marketing-wise, and then later use that as an avenue to continue to drive home the population's love for sports, recreation, and football in particular. As a side note.
Right. Collins, on that particular point, you see, you say there's a business plan in place and so on, and take a look at the numbers of Neymar, right, and whether this is sustainable, because the question of sustainability comes in any intervention, we would say, be it economic, sports, or whatsoever, even in investment. If what is reported is anything to go by, because the club itself has been silent on Neymar's package, 25-bedroom house, 4 by 10 meter pool, 5 full-time staff for his house, an Aston Martin DBX, a Bentley Continental GT, a Lamborghini Huracan, 24-hour driver. All hotel, restaurant bills will be paid by the club. A private jet at his disposal for his travels. 500,000 euros for each social media post that promotes Saudi Arabia. 100 million euros a year salary. I mean, these are insane numbers we're talking about here, right? And so if you look at that, I don't know if you've put some confirmation to this as reported, even though the club has not spoken as yet. These numbers, is it what it is based on what your own information you've got it?
Actually, it is what it is, and the clubs can't say anything about it because they are not funding it directly. So Mohammed bin Salman would hide behind a business friend or somebody and then provide all these things for Neymar to make him comfortable, because he's not just coming to play in the Saudi Pro League, but he's also going to front Saudi Arabia's quest to host the 2030 FIFA World Cup in Saudi Arabia. And just 2 days ago, they signed a memorandum of understanding with the Oceania Football Federation and secured 12 votes from there. So yes, he's coming to play football, but they are following the blueprint of what Qatar did for Neymar, making him the ambassador for the Qatar National Bank, as well as their bid to host the World Cup and host it well. So left for the clubs alone, this is not a sustainable business venture. There's no way these clubs will be able to sustain these numbers. But it's the consolidated fund of the state that is going to fund these activities of Neymar. And yes, they have deep pockets enough to fund that.
You see, and that's where the difference is with the other leagues, is it not? So you see in the Saudi Arabia case, you have the government, Collins, the government is the one funding these huge transfers and huge payments, right? But in the case of the EPL, I mean, it's been able to grow, generated organic revenue streams from TV rights to other adverts and sponsorships and so on. I mean, how long can the government of Saudi Arabia really continue to fund such deep pocket investments and transfers? And based on your own analysis, at what point would these investments begin to pay off?
For the immediate, they are looking at getting the 2030 FIFA World Cup. That will be the first point in paying off this investment. For the medium and long term, they have a 15-year plan that they believe that the league would become #1, and then it would rival what they are doing in Turkey, and then begin to rival some of the top 6 leagues in Europe. Again, if you look at the PIF funding, they are not funding just Saudi clubs. As a matter of urgency, they own Newcastle United now, and the Saudi national team will be playing friendly matches there. So you take a closer look at it. In the next 15 years, they believe that they would have recouped some of this investment through mileage and what we call soft power and all those things that it comes with. Then after that, the clubs would have been weaned off the government support, and they can now run budgets because they'll be receiving revenue from TV and other commercials that hitherto they wouldn't have gotten if the government had not come in. The government is not going to touch that money. The clubs are expected to save the windfall they get. Once they are weaned off the government funding, now they begin to fund their extravagant lifestyle with the money they've accumulated within that 15-year period.
See, but no doubt these players moving to the Saudi League has given the league a quantum leap, if you want to call it, in the quality and then also the publicity, because there are more eyes. Millions are watching now. But the question is it taking anything substantial away from the EPL, the Bundesliga, and then the La Liga or the French Ligue 1, for instance?
It actually is. Broadcasters hitherto would have focused all their budget on these leagues. Now they are having an eye on the Saudi Pro League, and that's the first win for Mohammed bin Salman and the Public Investment Fund. Strangely, the person who is the board chairman of the Public Investment Fund is the board chairman of Newcastle. So clearly they are tapping from what they are doing in England and then bringing the good tap to Saudi Arabia to energize their clubs. And on human capital, they are taking some of the best brains away from the UEFA area, and they're taking them to Saudi Arabia to go and manage the league for them, so that in the future they would have a robust league attracting good money. Skill on the pitch. The Italian national team coach, Roberto Mancini, stepped down because he's going to take charge of the Saudi national team. We have elite managers who have left Europe. One of the most promising young coaches in Europe left RB Salzburg because he was going to Saudi Arabia. And you look at some of the players they are getting. They are not only getting players who are past their prime. You mentioned Ruben Neves. He plays for the Portuguese national team. He was at the point captain of Wolverhampton Wanderers. He left and he's going to play for them.
Wow.
They are not only taking players who are 30, 31, 32. No, they are taking those who are in their prime too, because they would want to see national team rosters come out from September onwards, so that we would see that Brazil national team made a call-up, and then we have Roberto Firmino in the squad, or Anderson Talisca in the squad. Portugal will do something like that. Ronaldo is there, Ruben Neves is there, or Jota, who joined from Celtic, is there. These are the things they want to see. You can't do those things without them. And that's why they are stopping at nothing to get some of the very best in the business. Today, they've told Karim Benzema that, look, you played with Rafael Varane when he was in Real Madrid. He's playing in Manchester United now. He's no more with the French national team, but it would be better for him to come here. And they are sounding him out. So it appears that they really want to get some soft power with this spending and also improve their local league and content. If you've seen the lineups they churn out, yes, these money boys are coming in to play for them. But every team has at least 3 players playing from Saudi Arabia.
Collins, imagine yourself in a 25-bedroom house. Tonight, you're going to sleep soundly, I tell you. Yeah?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Collins Atapoko is a sports journalist joining us with his thoughts on this. Really, it's a conversation that continues on our various social media handles. But before we go, our Citizen of the Week, this week, based on you, our viewers, your votes and your selection on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, is Linus Evans Osei. Well, let me tell you his other name. His alias is DJ Faculty. Did you know he's called Linus Evans Osei? That's him, DJ Faculty, our very own. The only Ghanaian nominated in the Best DJ Africa category at the Africa Music and Magazine Awards, Afrima 2023. That's Linus Evans Osei, DJ Faculty. Congratulations to you for and on behalf of the viewers who voted you on our Facebook page. We'll say keep doing what you do the best way possible and keep feeding us with some good music. Linus Evans Osei. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Linus Evans Osei.
Yes.
DJ Faculty. You are live on TV3 and want to say congratulations to you for being voted as Citizen of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
It's a surprise. Have a good weekend, my brother.
All right. Bye.
Great on behalf of the rest of the team, thank you so much for staying with us here on Ghana Tonight. Join me and the team on Key Point tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I am Alfred Ocansey. Have a good night.
Ghana Tonight is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint. Superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage, simply superior.